Hey everyone, thanks for coming today, and we are just about to get started. So, welcome one and all. We are picking up where we left off last time with Let's Build an Online Store with Laravel. Thanks for anybody who's turned up, and if the music's not to your taste, let me know. I'll see what I can do to change it. So, last time, if you remember, we were working on products and how we're going to interact with products. Hey everyone, thanks for popping into the comments. Good to see you all. So, I'm good, Rian. I'm good. Exciting news. I am joining Jump 24 as their new engineering manager. I got been speaking to them for a little bit, just on a friendly basis, and I accepted the role yesterday. Today, yesterday. So, pretty excited. Um, Shame to be leaving where I am leaving because they're a really nice company, but it's just the right fit going forward. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So where should we start? I know. I'm going to put on something a little bit more background musicy. Here we go, the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, because you can't beat the Lord of the Rings if you're just trying to get into some zone of some description. Hey everyone. So okay, so let's just zoom in on to what we're doing today. We're going to look at carts and orders to really sum it up. We're going to be going from creating a cart, how do we can convert that into an order, and then eventually we're going to be pushing this through to like some sort of fulfillment service. You should have a jump song on. Yes, definitely. So, okay, where are we? Where are we? So before we do anything, Craig, lovely Craig, has left us a PR. So fix calls depreciated Boolean attribute. Not a big deal. I can live with that. If it's being depreciated, we can you definitely pull that through. Just merge it. It's looking good. I suppose I can allow it. No, I'm not trying to do any sort of monetization on YouTube at all, to be honest. I'm literally just doing it to try and give back to the community and to really just help people. See if I can help them in any way. Right, so first thing, let's just get this pulled down. Just going to turn the volume down on my headset though, because it's pretty loud in the background of my ear. No, Faker has not been abandoned. Faker's just kind of transferred hands. So the original author of Faker did a great job, but he wanted to rebuild it from the ground up, and it wasn't where he wanted it to be. Um, and he wasn't able to maintain it for long term as much as he wanted to anymore. So he put up a post, and the community kind of rallied around and said, we'll take up your hands. There's a lot of us who need it. And from the Laravel community, a lot of people kind of banded together and created a Faker PHP organization who've now taken it on, and there's a few active contributors in there now. Yeah, it's Faker PHP / Faker, whereas it used to be something else that I can't quite remember off the top of my head. It was, here we go. It was by this lovely gentleman here. And yeah, I think he just kind of, I think he moved away from PHP more towards JavaScript and not TypeScript, so it just kind of became something else. Do they recommend anything in here? Oh, and here's a blog post. I'm gonna drop that in the comments. Feel free to have a quick look at that if anybody is interested. This is the reason behind it. It's a good reason, to be fair. Right, so our next step. We want to look at carts and orders. So let's go back down to our overview so we can keep going through everything that we're working on. Yeah, I know, moving away from PHP, how could you? So we've got products, we've got variants. We're going to come back to inventory a little bit later on. Let's start with like our cart first. So a cart is relatively simple. It's just kind of like this holding object, which is going to say, okay, I'll just look after what you give me, and if you need to do anything with me, just let me know. But that's the idea of our cart here. So what we'll do, I'm just going to make a quick cart model, and obviously it's going to be in the completely wrong place because it's going to be up over here now. But we can work with that. Right, so refactor, and let's just move this class. We want this to go over to domain catalog models, I believe. Let's go look at this. No, technically I think the carts should belong to the customer. I think I put, because the cart and the orders all belong to the customer, and it's kind of this link between the two domains. Yeah, no, you go enjoy, Craig. You go look after your wife. Right, let's just try that again. Domains, customers models. Yeah, Faker is a huge library, isn't it? Definitely a huge library. Right, so let's just refactor that one. Right, so we'll keep that open because we're going to want it in a little while. But what we're going to do, we're going to come down to... Oh, I forgot the -m. So I'm going to do the really cheating thing and do that. And then I'm just going to come up to app and delete that one. Refactor, save delete. Yep, we're good to delete that. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So let's come back to our design over here. Our cart. We don't have a lot of information, really. We want to make sure that we have a unique key. Or the keys, your UIDs, that argument is something that we're going to look into a little bit further down the line. It's not something that I'm going to focus on just yet. Yeah, that's so that is a very good argument there, JS. So I'm always in doubt. Better to control items per session or directly in the database, and we're talking about the cart here. So I like to put them in the database, but I also like to put in some business logic around that so that I might add it to the database, but if a cart is over X amount of years old, I can just I can bump down its status and say, okay, this is an abandoned cart now, and then further, 30 days later, I can bump it to just deleting. But it means that as a user who might be visiting the shop, I could build up my cart, come back to it, go away, come back to it, quite a few times. It goes into this abandoned zone, and then, even from that point, I can reactivate it as a user if I wanted to. I need to generate that schema diagram, don't I? I'll look to get that organized pretty soon for you, Bernard. We will get something. So I want an unsigned. I think an unsigned integer will be enough, but I'm going to play it safe with a big integer just because. So this is our total. It's nullable because our cart doesn't start with anything in it. Then we need a couple of strings that we can chuck in there. So the first step, we need a status. And this is going to be things like it's pending, checked out, completed, um, abandoned, and that's kind of like it, really. Then coupon. Is there a coupon code that's been used? Again, nullable. And then a coupon reduction, basically, which is kind of going to be the same as this one. So I'm just going to call this reduction. Yeah, I don't need the total in the cart, but I think it's going to be a nice, because we're going to be using event sourcing, and the events are going to project status changes into the cart. It's useful to have the total on there. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to sum everything, and it's just quicker. So this is carts. So this is like this is a pre-order. This is like an order builder which gets turned into an order. That's the way I'm currently going with it. Yeah, Carl. So let me just show that one. So explaining the business logic behind the total being kept in the DB. So the total is being kept on the cart itself because I'm going to be using event sourcing, and as events bubble up, we're adding things. The items that we're adding to our cart have a value. We're projecting that up into the cart itself. If we remove items, we want to mark the fact that it's been removed, and then we can project again against that cart and say, okay, we've actually just removed this item from the cart. So we're building up this kind of transactional log as well. Yeah, no, this is more for a cart. The cart has a pending state. A pending state is basically when things have added to it. It's pending to be moved to a checkout. Your cart then, once it goes through that payment cycle, is checked out. And then while we're waiting for payment status to be coming back from any sort of API, when we get a confirmed status, it is then completed and marked as an order. Or not. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I've not put too much thought into the status of a cart beyond pending and checked out. The completed is a kind of maybe it might be a good idea. We'll have a look at what we can do. But the orders later on, they're gonna have completed. So perhaps completed on there was something not so needed. So there we go. So that's what we got. So where were we? Is there anything else that I need to add to this cart right now? No. It's going to belong to a user, so I do need to add that relationship in there. We're going to add a foreign ID for user ID, which is null on delete. Index, nullable, constrained, null on delete. Cool. All good. So basically, it's a nullable user ID. Great little bit of advice last time from Dan from Jump 24 about managing null on delete instead of cascading. You can just kind of just drop that foreign key link, and you can still keep that data for any kind of reporting processes that you might need to do. I would usually store an incomplete order just before payment gateway, then it proceeds after that. Yeah, I'm going to be going through some sort of event design after I've just finished this modeling aspect, the data modeling, so I will be coming on to some of those aspects pretty soon. So what I need to add onto here is has key. Then from the fillable perspective, we've got our key, which is fillable, our status, our coupon, our total, our reduction, and our user ID. Quick. Ooh, okay. So this is probably just going to quickly complain. So let's see if that will. Nope. You have to manually go create this one then. New cart factory. And let's just basically copy some of this. And we'll say cart factory. And quickly import that one, and we'll kind of finish that one off in a minute. Right, that should now be linked through. Yeah. And casts. We don't need any casts, really. What we will need is belongs to user. So the related is the user class. Yep, user class. And the foreign ID is just user ID. There we go. Nice and clean, nice and straightforward there. And what we're going to do is going to go to the user model over here. And public function cart. The user has one cart. Turn this as one. Related is cart class. Oop. There we go. Nice and simple. Yeah, I wanted to have them two completely separate because I'm not using your typical kind of building approach of objects. Using an order as a cart is great when you're going for that kind of direct building approach. But I'm using events, which is going to bubble up, build up something, and then we're going to transfer, and we want to track the history of how many people build up carts and don't convert into orders, instead of just here's my order that just wasn't properly fulfilled. It's easier to segregate those two and say, okay, so a cart is a cart until they click through to to pay for it, basically, and then it turns into an order that could have failed payment, it could have done this, it could have done that, and it allows us to do that basically. Right, so next step is our cart done. Now for the cart factory, what we want to do is, I'm going to come back to the status in a second because I'd like to do something. Coupon, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Total is, we'll come back to, and reduction we'll come back to, then user ID, we will just do user factory create. So before I dive too far into this, so we want to be able to understand statuses, and until PHP 8.1 comes out, where we can use enums, and until we're officially supporting it, we'll go on Stitcher. Stitcher's a good good example. Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. So this would be really nice, right? This is kind of what we're looking to do here. Yeah, I use solid where needed. I refactor to solid basically instead of obsessing over everything being perfect straight away. I build what I need, then refactor it till it's a better process. Theme. I am using Brent uh, Photon PHP Storm. Yeah, enums are going to be absolutely fantastic, aren't they, Edgar? Right, here we go. Here is the thing. I really need to add this to my website. I don't think I've actually added um, that to my site. Did I add what theme I use? Can't remember. Software. No. That's another thing for me to do. Not a problem. So here's what they here's what it could look like basically. Is you'd say status draft, and that would work nicely. And you could start to have some functions on it, and things are going to start to look pretty nice, pretty consistent. Um, interfaces. So Sparsely have created an enum package, which is a strongly typed enum that you can use before 8.1 is out, basically. And basically, what you have is this, and it kind of does what you're looking for with enums, what you get in PHP 8.1, but kind of not at the same time. Um, I'm not too. I'm not 100% on using this yet, if I'm really honest. I get it, but I don't know if it's what I'd be looking for right now. I'm a little bit on the edge. Not on the edge, on the side. I'm not sure if this is what I want, but we need something like that. And the best way to do it to start with is just to create a support directory. This is like supporting data, supporting stuff. I'm not too sure on this on them. I tell you what, I will give them a go. I wouldn't usually give them a go, but I'm gonna give them a go. Just because Rian said that he uses them and he really enjoys them, I'm going to take his word on it and we're going to give it a go. So, we want sparsely enums. So, let's get that installed. And while that's happening, I'm just going to do a quick composer update in case I've missed anything. So, setup. Well, apparently there's none. So, internal enum values. Is this what we're looking for? Laravel. See, what's the point of a Laravel enum though? You know, what's it actually going to give us? Okay, I get it. No, that makes sense. That actually does make a lot of sense. Cool. Let's try that one out. For size, here's our Laravel enum, and what we're going to have basically is there like a artisan command that I can use for creating these, or they're just translations, aren't they? I'll copy it. I'll publish it. I like to publish these. Okay, so in that case, we're going to come down to our customer. We're going to create some states. Then we're going to create statuses. and we're going to have a cart status. And we're going to extend sparsely enum Laravel. So what can we do with this? Let's just move that terminal out of the way. So if I've got an enum there, I need to add my methods here, right? So let's try to understand this a little bit. At method static self. So cart status, it could be pending. Method static self checked out, and we'll do a method static self abandoned. I don't like that checked out. I'm going to call it complete. Then that's what we're looking for there. So on our cart where we've got the status, we can now add that as a cast apparently. So our status can be status enum, so whatever we created basically. So a cart status. Give it a class, and it is nullable for now. So there we go. Let's see how that works when we get around to integrating. We'll have to see how that works. It could be good. It could be exactly what we need. But I've never been sure on using it, if I'm really honest. It never felt right. Question is, if that's extending enum to rule to JSON, extends base enum where we've got cases. So if I come over to here quickly and let's go to Tinker session quickly. So if we say cart status cases, here we go. It's giving us an array of something. If we go over it, if we collect it for each one as a case, we're going to dump out the case. White mode. So I find when you're streaming, white mode actually gives you much better visibility on the screen, personally. Validation rules. Lurker, hey Rich. I've literally just done that there, Rian. I've added the static, which is how I'm getting these. So that's how that works. That's kind of interesting. That could be useful. gives us what we want. I'm going to dump the case and let's follow that back through. So we get into the cases, array values, instances. We're going to have a definition value, enum definition, which has got the public value. So I should be able to access that. Yeah, there we go. So I can get those. Yeah, you can do it with annotations apparently. Surprise. I don't. Service cart factory, that's category, cart status, cart factory. So what I need is I need a random array basically where the array is yeah, dark screens tend to they just don't work as nicely, I found. Um, okay, so I'm going to collect the cart status to labels. That's a new one. Oh, that's easier. That's yeah, that's so much easier. Um, what does random do on collect though? So there's collect. So if I click through, yeah, that's just a easier version. So I can just say labels there. I don't actually need to collect it at all. So it's quicker to do it this way around. Um, anything else I need to do? Number, no. Preserve keys, not interested. Coupon, so uh, so basically if we get true, then we would have a use coupon down here. We'll say use coupon. If we are going to use a coupon, then we're going to say this faker I don't know, use something really random like a IMEI. Then if we are using a coupon, then we want the total to be this faker number between. So let's think of an amount here. Everything's annotations. It's like using Symfony all over again. So if we're going to use a coupon, then that's cart total. Still need that though. So this faker number between, and our total is going to be anywhere between £100 and yeah, something like that. Something like that, I think. And our reduction is just going to be anywhere between £2.50 and £25. Otherwise, that will be null. Yeah, they got all sorts in Faker these days. There's all sorts you can do. It's quite useful. You really shouldn't be surprised. You can fake anything in PHP these days. Okay, so there's our cart. Let's see if we can create a cart, basically. So database seeders, database seeder. So let's go to cart, factory, and let's just create one. Or we'll create 10 to see how they come through. We want to migrate fresh and seed. Let's go to table plus quickly. And it's going to drag that over. Incoming screen. What package are you using to select property example when you put the mouse at the end? I'm not too sure what you mean there, Bernard, if I'm completely honest. Here we go, carts. So we've got abandoned, that uses coupon. There's total reduction for that user. So yeah, complete, pending, complete, abandoned. That's working nicely. And let's say we extend this and suddenly we need to come down to statuses and say, actually, no, we're going to have this brand new state. All we've got to do is we've got activated status now as well, which, you know, it allows us to add things really nicely, just using a little annotation there. That's not going to be extended, so we can make that final. And we can really shorten that up. And there we go. That is a nice little cart status for you. So, cart's done. So, our next step. I'm going to make a model called cart item. I want a migration and a factory for that one, because I forgot last time, basically. It's the only reason. Only reason why we're doing it. So let's just close some of that down. Come down to our cart items down here. And let's just focus on some cart items. So we are going to have a key on there for now. These keys are going to change, by the way. They could change, they could not. I'm going to look into what I want to be doing with that one. And this is where we need to go to the Laravel docs. So if I just click home, my home button is the Laravel docs. We want a polymorphic relationship here. But what sort of polymorphic relationship do we want? A one-to-one polymorphic relation. Single table unique images associated with posts and users. Okay. Yeah, there's some stuff that I'm going to be doing with the carts there, Edward. So Edward just asked about, are we going to do anything with abandoned carts like the prunable and mass prunable? And we probably will do, but we're going to add that as a kind of a logic rule sort of thing, which I will end up writing. So is that what I'm after? Is that what I'm after? No. Oh, that's just PHP Storm default. That's just IntelliSense. That's all it's doing. One to many. Da, 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 da. For example, imagine users can comment on posts and videos. Use a single comments table to contain comments for both. This is what I need. This is what I need. Database stuff. What do I need there? I need a morph. So morphs 2 basically. So table morphs. Yeah, it's just PHP Storm. It's just the IntelliSense part of PHP Storm. You can get it similar on VS Code, but not quite as in depth. So our cart items are going to be purchasable. I'm not really sure that's a proper word. Is there a proper way to spell it? No, apparently I'm better at spelling than I thought, so purchasable it is. So purchasable. But also we're going to have a foreign ID for the cart ID where we want to index it, we want it to be nullable, constrained, and then null on delete. So basically, not switched to Vim yet, no. No way, no. Your PHP Storm doesn't behave like that. I haven't done anything special to it at all, Bernard. It is just PHP Storm. It might be even newer version. And no, Richard, I have not switched to Vim. I don't want to get stuck in a hell loop where I'm trying to quit Vim. So all I need is each cart item. So a cart can have many cart items, and each cart item is purchasable. So that purchasable item could be a variant, or it could be a bundle further down the line. Or if we extend to downloads as completely separate things, it could be downloads. You know, it gives us a little bit of flexibility, and we know currently there's two different types of things we want to be able to purchase, and to simplify, we're going to make this purchasable. So let's see how it goes first. So cart item. So again, we need to refactor and move this class. Domains, models within customer, and refactor that one, and away you go. I've not actually used Vim mode in PHP Storm. I try to forget my Vim days, if I'm honest. I used to use it a lot. I actually learned how to write code with Vim, but I like comfort in PHP Storm. Why would I want to change that? So we're going to have a purchasable ID and a purchasable type and a cart ID. And currently nothing is going to be cast. I have no idea what plugins I use, to be honest, Rich. I've got EMV, I've got GraphQL, which is currently disabled, Laravel, Material, Pest, a few things that are bundled, Neon support, bundled, lots of stuff that's bundled basically. It'd be nice to remove some of this though, to be honest, wouldn't it? I really need to clean some of this up. I don't even know what that one does. That's kind of cool. So, step one, public function cart. And our cart items belongs to the cart. Turn this belongs to related is our cart class, and our foreign key is our cart ID. Then if I get a cart, I can now add in like items or something. So I can say public function items has many. You say then this return this has many. Our related model is going to be cart item class, and our foreign key we are going to look for is cart ID. Scotland PHP will have full license for exactly, and you know what? I actually need to mention something there. Um, where are we? Let me come over to YouTube, to me. I'll tell myself to be quiet. If you follow this link, you can get a 10% off ticket using this code. So if you use this code on the Scotland PHP website, then you get 10% off. Or if you follow this link, which I won't post in as an overlay because that would be massive, if you click on that link, then you will get a 10% off discount. So feel free to pop along. There's some amazing talks coming up. Quick segue. Scotland PHP. So if we look at the schedule, we've got good old Gary Hockin giving a nice opening keynote. We've got some pretty interesting talks from Pauline Voss. Rowdy is giving PWA fundamentals. We've got security with Liam. Yeah, the quality of some of the talks here are fantastic. Like Asgrim giving a huge talk on legacy code bases. It's the sort of thing that you pay loads of money to go see and to hear about and to learn about. But yeah, feel free to pop along. Yeah, all the information's on the website. I can get you 10% off using that code. I can't go to Scotland PHP because I am juggling way too much. Starting my new job with Jump 24, a lot of appointments with the wife and hospital at the moment, and trying to move house. So it's really hard to actually get anything done. Right, so back to this cart. Our cart has many items. Perfect. So the next step, what I want to do is we need a morph 2. Yeah, I've not been to any actual PHP conferences yet. I've only really done online ones, and I've done some conferences of my own that I've organised, but that's about it. Yes, it's public. It is public knowledge that I'm going to be moving to Jump 24, and so excited, can't wait. Morph 2. I feel like I need to do a stream one day where anybody can join and just chat. Less about let's get stuff done and let's just all have a chat. Right, so there's something that we need to bear in mind with polymorphic relationships, and that is storing the class name in the database is never the nicest thing to do, and there is something somewhere in here we go. Laravel will use a fully qualified class name to store the type of the related model. For instance, given the one-to-many relationship example above, where a comment model may be belong to blah 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 blah, all of that. So you basically want like enforcing a map, and you can add that in the app service provider. And what we need to do really is go to our app service provider. I'm not sure where they recommend putting that. And the boot method. So let's just clear this up a little bit. Morph map, yeah, it's in morph map basically. So oh, James has actually just left Jump 24 to pursue his dreams of being a DevRel even more by going to Vonage, which is a huge shame because Jim's amazing, and I know for a fact he misses Jump 24. I was talking to him today about it. So what we need is in here We need a variant class. So what we can do is variant. So then when we save a variant as something morphable, then it'll be saved as a string value instead of a fully qualified domain name, a fully qualified class name, sorry. So there we go, which means that I can now go to variants and add that relationship. Morphed by, it wasn't morphed by many, was it? Where are we? It was a one to many, I believe I was looking at. No? Burger King just arrived? Type into everything and annotate everything. Right, so a variant. So we don't really need this relationship for this to work, but I'm going to add it. This is a morph many. So the related is going to be cart item class, and then the name is going to be purchasable. There we go. That's what we want. So basically this allows I think you just like purchase it or something, or purchases. Polymorphic relationships can get messy, but I think it's really needed for this one. Not imageable. Not one of many. That's the other one. So basically, comment. Yeah, no, morph many, isn't it? That's what I need. Morph many, yeah. So basically, I can say variant purchases create. So basically, create a new purchase for this variant. You know, gonna add this to a cart basically. Probably won't ever use it that way around. We'll probably come this way from this way and say cart items purchasable create or something like that. We'll play around with getting that smooth and making sense a little bit later on, I think. Oh, right. There is our cart, our basic cart. That's how that is going to work. Orders, orders. Kind of very similar. And again, order line is very similar to a cart. So this is where, looking back at what some people have said already, it gets to the point where we can think, okay, looking at order is very similar. Do we want to design our events now to see if it's going to make sense to have the two, or do we want to make some assumptions, basically? So there's two trains of thought here. Is by having a cart that gets converted to an order, is easy to manage the separation really easily. By having just orders, it does simplify things a lot. Hmm. What do people think of the comments? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Should we have carts and orders? Should we just have orders that are the one-off things? Um, what would you want in an e-commerce store? Because I'm not an e-commerce expert. I can't say this is the best way to do X, Y, and Z because I'm not an e-commerce person. I just know how to write code. So that's what I'm doing. Let me know. Tell me what you want to see. Should our carts just be orders? It wouldn't be a big refactor. It'd be a very quick refactor. You know, I could just quickly change this, add a few extra columns, and away we go. So, what would we have to add? Don't need that. We need a shipping and billing. Hey Chris, yeah, going good, thanks. How about you? Uh, yeah, I'm also not an e-commerce guy. Who've we got? Who's? I know someone who's in it. It does to me too, but you know what we need? We need Ben. Where's Ben? Ben was watching. Where is he? Where's Ben? Come back to us, Ben. Hey. So, I like the idea of separate. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Having that separation, it really, it lends itself to having that very defined separation between the two. That's the other thing, Adrian. It's like they are in a draft state, but do they need to be? Um, can we not convert? Use event sourcing to convert them, so that which is kind of high as well. We're basically just taking the cart and saying, okay, so we're kind of done with this now. So let's just move it over here because it's now an order, and we can just mark this as changed. We're searching for an emoji. Yeah, the hardest thing in the world to do. There's no real purpose for a cart existing once an order's made, other than a cart can be created and left. And if that cart is then left, sorry, train of thought, trying to follow comments as well. If our cart is left, then we can see that cart's been left, and if it when 6 days later it gets converted into an order, we can see that kind of that time gap from the created at status, the created at dates. Yeah, from a domain perspective, a cart and an order is different. A cart is something that you use when you're interacting with the website to build up what you wish to buy. This is the things I want to buy. Yeah, I can't wait to join you at Jump. It's good to see some people at Jump in the comments. Yeah, if it's left, there's no point making an order, right? There's no point getting the sales department all excited that we've got this pending order coming in, and it looks to be getting really big. Let's convert it. Typically, what you used to do is you'd store all of the cart information in a session, and I've only moved it to the database to try and get some business logic pulled out to say, okay, so we can start running queries and guessing how do you want to handle carts for guests. You know what? There's one way I can handle carts for guests, and that's by making these nullable. I did think about it. So yeah, if a guest they can create a cart, and then when they log in, that just gets converted to their cart, basically. I store serialized carts for quotes order conversion. Okay. I know Ben works with e-commerce like heavily, so always useful to get opinions from people who clearly know more than you, right? We can't all know everything. So I'm going to have them separate. So let's make a new one, and we're going to create an order. And we also know that we're going to want an order line. Boop. Right, we're just going to create both of those. Nice and quick. So we'll quickly move the models. So we're going to refactor and move this class. Domains, customer models, refactor. Yep, do that one. And then we're going to come and refactor, move this one. Domains, there we go. So the idea is going to be, the user ID is nullable. So basically, when you add things to an order, or when you're visiting the site and you want to add things to your cart, if you are logged in, it will just add it to your cart and you can carry on. If you aren't logged in, then it will just create a cart, grab the key and save that in the session, so that you can still build up a cart using that session ID, and just work through it that way. I think that might be the most sensible way right now. Um, that's kind of like the idea, maybe. Again, stuff that we're going to polish. Could you make these Notion models available to us? Yeah. So share to the web, and I want to allow duplicate. So here we go. That comes through okay? Yeah, there we go. Feel free to have a look at those. And if you're really interested, I have got my streaming template, which I have shared, which you can also use, which I'm just going to quickly share and add to that broadcast now. So if you're really interested, you can use my template as well. That's how I plan my streams. Not a problem. I did post that in my Discord the other day for anyone who wanted to use it, but always welcome to share these resources. So let's go look at our database migrations, and we're going to look at orders. So here's our order. So we're going to have a key and we want a number. We're going to have to look at how we're going to create numbers in a second. So string, unique, key. Obviously, this will be unique, but it's nice to add uniqueness to the database as well, in case you interact with it from more than one application, which most likely you won't, but it's always nice to plan for all eventualities sometimes. So our order is going to have a number, which again, why did I write that? Which we want to be unique. I have all these. I've actually thought about using Blueprint before. Um, I just like using Notion. I like to plan using Notion, then actually go through the stages. Because what I'm doing here is I'm going through what I've planned out, what I want to be doing, and I'm changing things as I go. Um, so it is a live document that I come back and if I change how things work, I will amend it within here, and it means that I'm not having to regenerate anything. So there is our order number. We've got to have a state. So with an order number, what I'm thinking here is I want to generate random codes. So let's say this is ordered by Sammy Swiss, because he's a legend. I'd want then it would be, okay, so he hasn't made any orders, but now he has. Something really silly like that, maybe. Basically, what you'd expect from like an accounting platform. but not at the same time. Something with a little bit more relevance, I suppose. Right, so now we want table unsigned big integer. We're going to have a total within there. That is nullable because when the order is first created, we need to run through the events of adding everything and converting things. So we'll start with nothing and then we'll add a value and we'll build up a value basically. Coupon. So coupon string. No, it was a coupon used. This is a coupon that was used basically. And then down here we're going to have the reduction that needs to be applied, because this is a running total and this is the this is a total without the reduction applied, so that we can just keep them separate, completely separate. Completed that and cancelled that. We're going to want so timestamps right at the bottom here. Table date time completed at, when did this is nullable. Yeah, I might have to go for a default of 0 instead of nullable. If we talk about math, it would make a lot more sense, right? Okay, so reduction default 0. What we'll do is going to go through the right places and add these. So we know that one and that one. We're going to have a default of 0. Cart items, cart. We want those to be defaults to 0 too. There we go. That's got that done. Completed that, cancelled that. You won't be applying multiple coupons on an order. It's a business rule for this one, is that what happens if the total you have credit and maybe need a negative number. I'm not building something advanced, guys. This is a really simple e-commerce. This isn't Shopify or Magento. This is Scotland PHP. This is Laravel. We are selling some swag alongside the conference, or we could even sell tickets. We don't put things on tick. We don't put things on credit. There's no multiple coupons. It's a one-off coupon order. And it's that style e-commerce. It's not a I'm going to run my tile warehouse off of this application, because you'd need something. You'd need someone much better at e-commerce to design that than me. I don't understand the domain enough to design e-commerce right now. I'd have to really dive into e-commerce to play with it, which obviously something I can do if I ever need to. So next step, we're going to have. I don't want the cart relationship on the order. I don't know why I did that originally. It's not an e-commerce platform. It's a shop. It's not the massive sort of e-commerce what you're thinking with Shopify and Magento. They are, trying to rebuild something like that. It's not something you could do on a stream. And by the time you've done it, you probably want to charge for it, right? This is, let's build a WooCommerce alternative in Laravel. So foreign ID, let's add an index. We'll make it nullable. It's constrained, and it's null on delete. Right. So what we've got is we've got our user ID. Who does this belong to, basically? Whose account is this on? I know it was really oddly specific for Tile Warehouse. It's because I'm looking at like housing decoration things at the minute, and bathrooms and kitchens, and Tile Warehouse was the first thing that popped to mind. Um, so one of those things. So we've got shipping ID and um, billing ID. Now I don't know if I need to add something in this constraint here because there's no shippings table. So um, the shipping is actually pointing to a location, and again the billing is also pointing to a location. Yeah, I'm not sure on foreign models yet. I've not played with them. It's not. I can't find a declaration. I'll stick with foreign ID because it works for me how I like it for now. So what I'm going to do now is let's have a look at our customers' orders, and let's start filling in our model how we need it. Foreign ID 4. So what does foreign ID 4 take? It takes a model and a column. And it returns a foreign ID column definition. Whereas, what does this do? Foreign ID column. Okay, it's kind of the same thing, but you're binding your model in your migrations at that point, aren't you? I get it. I get it, but I'm not sure if it adds any value for what I need right now. Um, Something nice to refactor in later on if I really want to, but I don't think it's something that I'd sell myself on just yet. Um, it's something that I'd debate about switching my standards to. Because, like companies, I have my own coding standards that I like to follow because I suppose I'm weird like that. Reduction. We've got user ID, shipping ID, and billing ID, as well as completed at and cancelled at. So if an order is cancelled or when an order is finally complete, we can update that date basically. And within here, what are we going to have? All we really need is completed at to be date time and cancelled at. Yeah, no problems, Mark. I'll catch you tomorrow, buddy. Or is that timestamp actually, isn't it? I think. Is it date time or timestamp? Let's come as a timestamp. That's it. Right, these are timestamps. And these are date times. There we go. Yeah, Notion is fantastic. It saves me so much time. Um, would you want to bind the model? Yeah, I try not to add. I try to keep this as almost vanilla SQL as possible. Like, I'd even go as far as writing pure SQL in here if I really could and it looked nice, but it doesn't look nice, so I don't. The reason I like this is because it feels like, an object-oriented approach to building up schema definitions, which is kind of what it is. Um, Adding in, model references in here, it's taking it a step beyond what I'm happy with right now, I think. So next step is let's sign in, add this user. So it belongs to return this belongs to, the related is the user class, and the foreign is user ID. So now we need to also go through and say shipping addresses cart. It's got one active cart at a time, which we can make sure we check, and then we can say orders has many, and the user has many orders. This is the easy part of Laravel, I find. It's also one of the parts that I really enjoy. Just data and domain modeling is quite an enjoyable exercise. Probably why I have so many side projects. So there's my user ID. Then we've got public function shipping belongs to, return this belongs to, related location class, foreign key is shipping ID, and then we kind of got the same with the billing. Yeah, the icon is pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie, you are correct there. The billing information is a location. Billing information goes through to a location referenced by billing ID. So that means that it's relating to the same table but using different keys. That's fine. That's all good. So let's just migrate. Ooh, what died? Can't create table. Ooh. It's complaining about this. There we go. So reduction cannot be null. And carts. So we need to go look at our cart factory as well. Cart factory. Reduction. Zero. So that should fix that problem. Excellent. So there's our order, which means I can come through to our order factory and we can start looking at creating that. Nullable, yeah, but I turned that back to default 0, so we can work with it. So number, for now it's just going to be something really random, and it's going to go I'm going to slugify a faker words. I'm going to slugify 4 words as text and call it a day with a number. The state array random. Yes, it is Lord of the Rings soundtrack in the background. If there's any lawyers who want to talk to me about that, I apologise. I just like Lord of the Rings. So let's get a new class. Order status. Bang. It's going to be very similar to this one. So let's put them side by side so we can compare. Now, our different order statuses are going to be pending, completed, refunded or cancelled, pending, complete, refunded, pending, completed, refunded, and cancelled. There we go. Yeah, I'm not really looking for monetization, to be honest. I just like doing YouTube to help people. Order status to... Oh, no, no Google. No, stop. Sorry. My Nest Hub Max decided to start listening to me and try to do things.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Nope, don't want you to talk either. I've got Google devices everywhere. No, be quiet. Fine. Right, state. Back to it. Coupon. So we're going to want the same as the factory for our carts down here, where we're going to have a use coupon basically. No, I've not been to New Zealand. I'd love to go to New Zealand. It would be pretty cool, not going to lie. So I'm literally just going to rip this bit because I kind of need it to do the same thing. Ooh, I've not seen that one. Is that a faker one, is it? That's kind of cool. I don't really know what it does, but we're going to give it a go. We're giving it a go. We got a reduction. We don't need the cart factory. Let's get this again. Total reduction. Then we again, I suppose, user ID is going to be user factory create. Shipping ID is going to be location factory create, and I get you. I think I'll probably go look at the docs in a minute. Right, let's go have a look at the docs for that one. Because Faker PHP has actually got the new website as well, which is really nice. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay, I'm going to be really annoying with this one, where we want the string to be something ridiculous, like something really silly like that for now. Just because it's telling me I can. Yeah, no, I like that. Oh, that's a good shout there. Very good shout there, Samuel. I'm definitely going to take that as an idea. So we're going to want that to be ORD 234 1234 1234. Limiting ourselves to how many orders, but you know, not the end of the world. Right, so I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll give that a go. I don't want that anymore. Anything else I can remove? Nope. So that is order factory done. So let's do a new seed and say we also want our order factory. We're going to create 50 orders quickly. Just see how they all look. Ooh, I need number of 5 for that, do I? oh, oh, we're going through some stuff. Maybe I didn't need that many. Numerify, and we're failing on coupon cannot be null into orders. Okay, so I thought I said coupons could be null, so give me a second. Coupon is obviously nullable. Actually, I'm going to create 20 of them, so it doesn't take as long. And we've got it. So incoming table plus. Here is table plus. We have got some orders, and we've got refunded, cancelled, any coupons, reductions, lots of cool stuff in there. One thing I will do in the order factory is state. For this, we kind of want to say this fake boolean. If we are going to complete, then we're just going to do something like now, otherwise null. But for the cancelled at, we're going to do something as simple as order status from state equals okay, basically that, which just looks weird now. If our order status, I suppose we don't even have to do that, do we? That should be fine. So if our state is cancelled, then do now, otherwise null. We'll test that. This faker optional. No, I want it to match the state. Ooh, okay. Unknown comment cancelled at. I want it to match the state. So if the state says it's cancelled, we want to add the date. Otherwise, we don't. Yeah, typos. I've been streaming for an hour and a half after a day at work, so I expect typos. So here we go. Cancelled has a. Should have had a Should have had that. Yeah, definitely cancelled the pirates. Okay, I might have to do the order status from state. Try that again. See what that does. There we go. Completed. Refunded. Completed. Not really what I was after there. Something funny is going on. Okay, I'm just going to do it this way. If state equals cancelled, do it that way. There you go. I was trying to use the enum, but for some reason it didn't want to behave. There we go, look. That one Okay, that's just got some weird ass behavior going on there. I'm not even gonna. I'm just no. I don't like what that's doing, but for now it will do. I'm not gonna worry myself too much just yet because I've still got order lines to do, and we'll come back to it and have a look at what's fell over. So order line. Let's add in a unique string for that key, which could be a UID later. I'm not sure how I want that to do. Description, order line. So basically what the order line is doing, we're going to kind of take a snapshot of the product at this stage. So we're going to get the product description. So there we go, medium text. We're going to have a table unsigned integer of retail and cost. That is very true, Samuel. I just realised that too. That was rather silly, wasn't it? State. There we go. That should solve that problem. Right, state. No, order lines. So order lines, description, cost, retail, and again, quantity. Then we've got relationships. So we've got foreign ID for order ID. We're going to index. Again, we're going to make it nullable, constrained, null on delete. So basically all we want this to do here is link back to the order. And the next step is morph, the morph relationship. Which I might put beforehand, thinking visually here. And that is going to be very similar to the cart item table, like that. So basically adding purchasable items in, so we can then link that through, but also at the same time we want to snapshot the cost and the retail and description and maybe even the title. You know, if product names change, product descriptions change, the cost changes, we want our order history to remain relevant from that point in time. So there we go. Now let's go have a look at our, that's our order, that's done. Now order line. So order lines table can come over here and we can add in use has key. Then on fillable, we need the key. Title, description. Look at product a minute. Product name, not title. Name. Where's my database gone? Here it is. Here we go. Name, description, retail, cost and quantity. Then we're going to have the purchasable ID and the purchasable type. Then the order ID. Nothing needs to be cast, which is good. Which means I can start with the relationships. Public function order. They belongs to. Return this belongs to. The related is going to be the order. Foreign is order ID. So we can now come back to the order and say something like line items, which is typically what you'd call it. Has many. Return this has many. Related or line class. The foreign key we're going to need is the order ID. We just close that off, and then if we just go look at the cart item, it's pretty much just going to be that. There we go. Order lines, lots of cool stuff. Order line factory. So we need a name. So for this, we're going to get a product query in random order, and just get the first one. So the name is going to be product name. Description. Actually, create a random product. The description is going to be description for the product, retail, cost. Cost for the product is that quantity, and this is where we say this faker number between. We want a number between 1 and 7 because why not? Purchasable ID. Okay, we don't want that. We want a variant, not a product. And a variant has a name, cost retail, doesn't have a description, so let's variant product description. We can go variant product description. That works. Cool. Go in the right direction. So then we can say purchasable ID is going to be the variant ID for now, and then the purchasable type is variant. And order ID is going to be order factory create. Now let's see if we can just run these and get things looking as we expect. So now we can say order line, let's create 20 order line items, which should create probably orders for all of them. Let's run it and see what happens. order lines. So we've got different variants, all different orders, different quantities. This is pulling all from products. Got lots of products. That works. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I've added the morph map for that part, for the variant. I just haven't done it for bundles because I've not created bundles yet. So what I need to do is on catalog variant, we've got purchases, but we're also going to have orders from the order line. So that is looking good, I think. I can git add, git commit, carts, cart items, orders, and order lines. Data modeling. I mean, this isn't perfect yet. This is something that obviously, this is the data modeling phase. We're going through and we're making what we believe is going to be the best decisions for data now. Then we're going to go through, we're going to model all of our events and how the interactions between things are going to happen. You know, we're going to go, okay, so to add something to our cart, these are the steps we expect to take. Write a test, write the events, write everything, make it all go green, we're good to go. Okay, so let me explain that part for you there, JS. So if I come down to order lines, what you'll see is we've got retail and we've got cost and quantity. So we've got the retail price of an order item, which is, you know, we are going. The recommended retail price for this is $10, for example. The cost to the business was $4. The quantity was how many they ordered in. Yeah, how many of these items for this order line. So we want 3 of these items in one order line. We don't want 3 order lines for it. We just want 3. For now, anyway. That could change further on down the line if we really needed to. But it depends on the business logic as well, which again, something we'll come back around to playing with, I guess. So that is order lines. So it's just coupons, bundles, and bundle items next. We'll quickly create coupons while we're here, because why not? A coupon. So we can come over to our models coupon, and we can quickly refactor this one to be domains catalog models, because it is, yeah. Is it? It's not catalog, is it? So catalogs do with product ranges, and inventory. Really, it should be part of a customer. Unfortunately, I think that's gonna have to be it. Oh. Okay, let's refactor that. There we go. There's our coupon. So what we can do now, we can come over to our database, and let's just figure out how we want this to be designed. So our coupons are basically just a code and a reduction amount. So I'm adding a key to it for now, just because. But it doesn't actually need it, if I'm really honest. So we can say string code table unsigned integer reduction default of 0 and table unsigned integer users nullable. So basically, table boolean active default true. Yeah, true. So what we're doing here is our coupon has got the code, the coupon code. That could be something as simple as give me money off. The reduction for that one could be £5, $5, five whatever. And how many uses? It's had one use. Then we add it to a cart, and that cart goes through. We register that fact, and we say, okay, so also project that has been used again. Is it active? Yes or no? Is this, when we want to match, we want to make sure that it's an active token, active coupon, as well as that things are matching. We could probably even add a unsigned integer, which is nullable, and have something like max users. We'll default that to 0, but that is nullable. So basically, when a coupon gets used, if it gets marked as a new use, and the max use is now, if the users is now equal to the max users, then we can just toggle the active status and send a notification saying, coupon is no longer valid, it's been used too many times. So let's add this in here. Here's our key. Here's our code. Reduction. Users. Our max users. And whether it's active or not. Yeah, no, there's a bit of delay between me doing things on stream and you seeing it, but I think the comments are a little bit more real time. So you're commenting something when I've just done it, and then you see it. It's the same wavelength, Ian. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry at all. We are thinking along the same lines, which means we're going in the right direction. And there we go, Boolean value, and that's it. That's all we need for coupons. Let's go up to the coupon factory quickly. Obviously, we're always going to want a coupon factory. So the code, coupon code, we will do this faker. I'm just going to bothify it again. I quite like that bothify. So the string is going to be coop. What's going on? Something like that. Something really, really silly and stupid for now. There's a coupon. Reduction is going to be faker number between. So we want anything from £1 off to £50 off. So the really wide range. Users. Again. want it used between once and just right. This nope. Max uses is this faker number between 10 and that. And then we can say max uses is this faker boolean. So if this is true, then we want it to be max, otherwise we want it to be null. And then active is again this faker boolean. There's our coupons. And that just means that we can have a little bit more sporadic random data. Coupon factory. We'll create 15 coupons now. So migrate and seed again. And then this will probably be the end of it for tonight. Just lots of data modeling again. What do people want to see next time before I finish? What would you like to look at next? Field key. Oh, okay. So coupon. Use has key. What do you want to see next time? So what I've got planned is shipping. Looking at shipping services. We've got two options of using a shipping service like GoShippo or using a shipping company directly like UPS and having a look at their SDK and stuff. But are we ready for that? Do we want to see something else right now? So here's our coupons, for example. Coop, reduction, uses, max uses, and whether it's active or not. I can't wait to see where this is going either. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly just add all this. Git add. We are git commit order lines and coupons. Wow. Capitals all over the place. Git push. There's a has active trait on the builder classes. So if we come down to catalog builders and shared builders, has active scope. So if there's an active scope, so we can add this. I thought I did share this. There you go. Let's just share that. So there we go. Here you go, Bernard. Here's a link. Anyone else can go have a look at that. Feel free to go have a look. This is where I do my planning. Currently about to start episode 4, and what I typically do. Let's just change this icon to a check. That one's done. That one's done. Episode 3, that is our current episode, which we can now class is done. And episode 4 has not been done yet, so we'll keep it at that. So this is our next one. So we could use shipping services, go for shipping, but I'm not sure if we want to look at the processes of the initial part before we go to shipping. We want to look at things like, okay, so let's add a cart to a product and describe the behavior we expect to happen. Go through some event storming processes, get those documented, get those events created, get some tests around them, and go through it that way. I think that'll be a good start next time. So that's probably what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change that to episode 5. Create a new page. Episode 4. Yeah, add a new icon. In this episode, we are going to look at the process of adding items to carts and these creating an order. We'll look at payments afterwards once we've figured out the process. This will be heavily focused on event storming and event sourcing. And I'll update that in a minute. But there we go. It just means that I've got to update YouTube for Thursdays, but that's okay. And if anybody is unsure about event storming, here is a really good explanation. We're going to do the digital version where I'm pretty much going to... Oh, wow, that is a horrible link to paste. Just Google, yeah. Oh, eventstorming.com. Apparently this is a workshop by someone else. There's loads of people who have given talks about it. So here we go, event storming. So, great, he actually did that at Laracon. Another great person to check out is Bo Simonson. Go check out that if you're unsure what event storming is, but that's what we'll probably be looking at next week, or on Thursday, sorry. And other than that, thanks everybody for coming. As usual, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like it so we can do more of the same. In the description there is a link to get the 10% off tickets for Scotland PHP. Remember that. Great conference coming up. And there's also a link to my Discord. I'm always available in there. So pop on and come and see me. Have a chat. Talk to me. It's where I typically talk about upcoming things for streams. And I kind of just get to know people and help people out, give advice, get advice. Just an extension on community. But thanks very much. I'll see you all soon and have a good evening.